A deactivated fighter ship reacts to a human girl. The secret she uncovers will shock everyone. Lena had always felt out of place. On the edges of the galaxy, in a small orbiting scrapyard above the dying planet Valzer, humans were rare, fragile, and often ignored. Most aliens looked at her as if she were a delicate toy, not capable of understanding the universe's complexities. But Lena didn't care. Curiosity ran in her veins stronger than fear. Every day she wandered through the floating ruins of old battles, searching for scraps, parts, or secrets that others had discarded. The scrapyard was a dangerous place. Twisted metal and broken ships floated lazily in the weak gravity, reflecting the dim light of the planet below. Lena had learned to navigate it with care, stepping over shards of glass and drifting engine cores. Her small shuttle bobbed quietly, waiting for her return, powered down to avoid attracting attention. She didn't need anyone else. Humans often survived on their own here. That day, Lena's attention was caught by a shape half buried beneath the wreckage of an old cruiser. Its design was unlike anything she had seen before. Sleek, angular, almost organic in form, it looked more like a living creature than a machine. Most scavengers would have ignored it, thinking it just another broken fighter, but Lena felt something different. Her instincts, honed by years of surviving in dangerous places, told her this ship was important. She hovered her hand over the control panel, brushing away layers of dust and frozen debris. The metal was cold, but as her fingers traced the lines of the console, a faint vibration ran through her hand. Lena froze. Machines didn't usually react like this. Not here, not to a human. Her heart began to race. "Hello," she whispered, half in fear, half in wonder. The ship pulsed again, soft and rhythmic, almost like a heartbeat. Holographic symbols flickered across its surface. They were strange, jagged, and alien, yet they seemed welcoming. Lena leaned closer, squinting. "I think you want me to touch you?" she murmured, feeling ridiculous for speaking to a machine. She pressed her palm firmly against the console. The ship's lights flared, enveloping her hand in a gentle glow. Lena jumped back, her mind spinning. She had heard stories of sentient ships, machines with minds of their own, but they were considered legends, myths for children. Now one was right in front of her, reacting to her presence alone. "Why me?" she asked aloud. Her voice trembled with excitement. "Why not anyone else?" A faint hum echoed in the metal, like the ship was thinking. The symbols rearranged themselves into patterns she could almost recognize, lines forming shapes like maps, stars, or constellations. But Lena couldn't understand their meaning yet. Carefully, she activated her portable translator, hoping it could make sense of the symbols. The device whirred and clicked, scanning the ship's surface. "No compatible language detected," it announced flatly. Lena frowned. This wasn't a problem she could fix with tools or manuals. This was something new, something alive. We spent the next hour cautiously exploring the ship, pressing panels and observing its reactions. Every touch, every movement she made seemed to send waves through the ship. At one point it tilted slightly toward her, as if acknowledging her presence. Her lips parted in awe. This was no ordinary machine. It was aware. Suddenly, a small compartment clicked open. Inside lay a delicate, orb-shaped device, glowing faintly. Lena picked it up, careful not to trigger anything. The moment her fingers closed around it, the ship's lights brightened, and a low hum filled the scrapyard. The other scavengers, who had been watching from afar, stumbled back, muttering in fear and awe. One of them, a large, scaly alien named Gorath, hissed, "That human! She's touching it." Don't touch it!" Lena ignored him. She was mesmerized. "It's not dangerous," she whispered to herself. "It's waiting for me." For the rest of the day, Lena tried simple experiments. She pressed buttons, moved levers, and adjusted switches. Each time the ship responded, but never aggressively. Instead, it adapted, almost as if it was learning about her. She realized the connection went deeper than curiosity. The ship knew her intentions, or at least it tried to. As night fell over Valzer, The scrapyard became eerie. The planet's surface glowed faintly red through the scattered clouds, casting long shadows among the floating debris. Lena climbed into her small shuttle, carrying a few salvageable parts in the mysterious orb. She was exhausted, but her mind raced with possibilities. Back in her cramped workshop, she placed the orb on the table. The ship, now partially activated, projected faint holographic lines across the walls. They shifted and changed, forming constellations, star systems, and symbols that pulsed gently with her heartbeat. Lena realized this wasn't just a fighter ship. This was something older, something powerful, something the galaxy had long forgotten. She couldn't sleep that night. Every time her eyes closed, she saw the ship's lights flickering, as if calling to her, urging her to understand it. She remembered the stories she had heard from other scavengers, legends of ships that could think, ships that could choose their pilots. Most dismissed these tales as exaggerations, but now Lena knew they were true. Over the next few days, Lena began documenting everything she observed. She drew sketches of the holograms, noted the ship's reactions, and experimented with the orb. Slowly, patterns emerged. The ship responded not just to touch, but to decisions, creativity, and curiosity. When she hesitated or doubted, its lights dimmed. When she acted boldly, exploring new panels or taking small risks, the ship reacted positively. Word of Lena's discovery began to spread quietly. Other scavengers noticed the unusual glow from her workshop and whispered among themselves. Aliens who had once ignored humans now regarded them with cautious interest. Gorath returned, watching from a distance, his eyes wide with disbelief. "You're lucky," he hissed one evening. "That ship!" "It doesn't just wake up for anyone. If the others find out, they'll destroy it. And you." Lena didn't answer. She only smiled. She knew the galaxy underestimated humans, but she had a feeling the ship had chosen her for a reason. There was something about being human, intuitive, unpredictable, clever, that machines rarely encountered. Perhaps that was why it responded only to her. One night as she studied the ship, the orb began to glow brighter than before. Holographic lines coalesced into a single image, a map of a star system she had never seen. Tiny symbols marked several points, one in particular glowing brighter than the rest. Lena gasped. This is a star map," she whispered. "But why show me this?" The ship hummed softly, almost in affirmation. It was as if it wanted her to follow the map, to uncover something lost to the galaxy. But what? And why humans? Her mind raced with questions. Could it be that humans had once built something so advanced, so secret, that even aliens didn't know about it? Could this ship be a key to that history? Lena felt a thrill she had never experienced before. She was not just a scavenger now. She was the keeper of a secret that could change how the galaxy saw humans forever. That night, Lena lay in her small bunk staring at the ceiling, replaying the ship's glowing lights in her mind. She knew the path ahead would not be easy. Others would try to claim the ship, to understand it, to control it. But she also knew one thing. Humans were underestimated for a reason. And maybe, just maybe, she could show the galaxy why that was a mistake. As the stars twinkled faintly through the small viewport of her workshop, the ship pulsed one last time before going silent. Lena smiled, feeling a quiet connection she couldn't explain. This was the beginning of something extraordinary. Something that would reveal the hidden potential of humans to the entire galaxy. And Lena, a simple human girl among legends and myths, was ready to uncover it. Lena had barely slept since the ship had revealed the star map. Her mind was buzzing with questions. Why had it chosen her? What did the glowing points on the map mean? And most importantly, what secrets had humans hidden in the galaxy that even aliens had forgotten? She spent the first hours of the morning carefully cleaning the ship. Dust, debris, and years of neglect coated its surface, but Lena worked patiently, treating it not as a machine, but as something alive. The ship responded in kind. Its lights flickered gently as she polished panels, almost like a cat's purr. After several hours, she decided to try something new. She activated a small console she had discovered the day before and pressed a series of buttons almost randomly. The ship's lights changed color, shifting through blues and greens before settling on a soft golden glow. A low hum began to fill the workshop. Lena froze, realizing the ship wasn't just responding, it was communicating. She held her breath and traced her fingers along a series of symbols on the console. The symbols rearranged themselves, forming shapes that were almost familiar. Lena's heart raced. She could feel a connection forming, a bridge between human intuition and the alien machine. Days passed. Lena experimented with small commands, tiny adjustments, and even gestures. Every time she tried something new, the ship adapted. It was as if it were learning her patterns, observing her choices, and predicting her actions. And Lena was learning it. She began to notice subtle changes in the way it responded. The ship seemed cautious when she hesitated, playful when she acted boldly, and protective when danger approached, even the danger she couldn't see yet. One evening, a sudden alarm echoed through the scrapyard. Lena looked up to see a group of alien scavengers hovering near the outskirts of her workshop. Gorath was among them, sneering, as always. "You've done something foolish, human," he hissed. "That ship isn't yours. The galaxy doesn't forgive trespassers."
Lena didn't flinch. She had spent days learning the ship's reactions and capabilities.
Slowly, she raised her hand toward the console. The ship's lights flared, and a translucent barrier extended from its hull surrounding her workshop. The aliens froze, unsure of what to do.
"It's mine to understand," Lena said calmly.
"And I'm not afraid of you," the aliens hissed in frustration and backed away. Lena exhaled, realizing how different humans were. While most species relied on brute strength or intimidation, humans had something else: creativity, intuition, and the ability to adapt. The ship had sensed that, and so had Lena. After the encounter, Lena returned to the star map the ship had revealed. She traced her finger along the glowing points, trying to find a pattern. Each point seemed to mark a location of importance: ancient human outposts, long-forgotten research stations, and one final point glowing brighter than the others that felt alive. She decided she had to investigate. Packing her tools and preparing the ship for travel, Lena felt a mix of excitement and fear. The galaxy was vast, full of unknown dangers, and other species would notice if a human had awakened a ship of this kind, but she couldn't ignore the call. The secret the ship held was too important, too powerful to leave undiscovered. Before she left, Lena tried a new experiment. She placed the glowing orb into a recessed slot on the ship's console. Immediately, the ship shivered, and holographic images erupted into the air. Lena gasped. She could see glimpses of humans designing incredible machines, star systems being mapped, and energy sources beyond her comprehension. The images weren't just memories, they were lessons. The ship seemed to be teaching her, showing her the knowledge humans had lost over centuries. Lena realized something incredible. Humans had once been creators, innovators, and explorers in ways the galaxy had forgotten. As the days turned into nights, Lena and the ship developed a rhythm. She would suggest an action, and the ship would respond instantly, almost as if it anticipated her thoughts. She began to trust it completely, and it, in turn, seemed to trust her. Together, they could navigate the scrapyard with ease, avoiding hazards and even repairing other small machines. But Lena knew she wasn't safe yet. Word traveled fast in the galaxy, and aliens who had long dismissed humans as fragile would not ignore a human capable of awakening an ancient ship. She had already sensed eyes watching her from afar, and strange transmissions intercepted her sensors. Someone, or something, was interested in the ship, and not for friendly reasons. One afternoon, while Lena was studying the holographic star map, she noticed the ship pulsing in a way she hadn't seen before. The lights brightened and dimmed rhythmically, almost like a warning. She followed the signals, tracing them to a small asteroid belt not far from Bowser. Curiosity piqued, Lena decided to investigate. As she navigated the asteroid belt, the ship guided her, expertly. It avoided hidden debris, calculated safe paths, and even shielded her shuttle from small energy discharges that occasionally sparked from old satellites. Lena realized how intelligent it truly was. It wasn't just following commands, it was thinking, adapting, protecting. Deep in the asteroid field, Lena discovered the first of the points marked on the holographic star map. It was a small, abandoned research station long forgotten by the galaxy. Inside, she found pieces of advanced human technology, energy cells, star charts, and devices that hummed with latent power. She carefully collected what she could, documenting every detail. The ship's lights glowed warmly, as if approving her actions. But the moment Lena left the station, she sensed movement nearby. Alien scouts, small, fast ships, had detected her presence. Lena's pulse quickened, but the ship reacted instantly. It created a protective barrier around her shuttle and emitted a pulse that disrupted the alien sensors. The scouts, confused, hesitated, giving Lena time to escape. "That was close," she whispered, gripping the console. "Too close." The incident made her realize that while humans were underestimated, danger was real. The galaxy didn't know what to make of her yet, but others would learn soon. And when they did, they would not stop until they claimed the ship or destroyed it. Over the next few days, Lena explored more points on the star map, each revealing more secrets about humans' lost technology. The ship responded eagerly, guiding her with subtle gestures, lights, and hums. She began to understand that the ship wasn't just a vessel. It was a guardian, preserving knowledge humans had forgotten and waiting for someone capable of understanding it. One night, as Lena studied the final point on the map, the ship pulsed brighter than ever. Holographic images projected around her workshop, showing an enormous structure floating in space. It was unlike anything Lena had ever seen. A massive energy core, designed by humans long before the galaxy had records of them. The ship's lights flickered, almost anxiously, as if urging her to continue.
This is incredible," Lena whispered. She felt a thrill run through her.
If she could reach this place, if she could uncover the secrets it held, the galaxy would finally see humans for what they truly were: innovators, explorers, and pioneers. But the moment also filled her with fear. The energy core was heavily guarded in the past, and others might try to stop her now that she had awakened the ship. Lena realized she wasn't just chasing history. She was entering a race, one where her intelligence, intuition, and courage would be tested. As she prepared for the journey to the energy core, Lena reflected on what had brought her here. Alone and underestimated, she had discovered a ship that no one else could awaken. It had chosen her, responding to her curiosity, her creativity, and her persistence. The galaxy had ignored humans for too long, but that would change. The ship's lights dimmed to a soft glow, comforting and reassuring. Lena placed her hand on the console, feeling the hum of its energy. Together they would journey beyond the known, uncover secrets lost to time, and show the galaxy that humans were not to be underestimated. For the first time, Lena felt the full weight of what lay ahead. The path would be dangerous, the challenges unknown, but the ship had faith in her, and she had faith in herself. As the stars stretched endlessly before her, Lena whispered, "Let's see what humans were really capable of." And with that, the deactivated fighter ship, now fully responsive, prepared to leave the scrapyard, carrying Lena toward a destiny that would shock the galaxy. Lena sat in the cockpit of the reactivated fighter ship, her fingers lightly brushing the control panels. The ship hummed around her, alive and aware, as if it knew exactly what she was feeling. Each pulse of its energy seemed to mirror her heartbeat, steadying her nerves. The star map had led her through asteroid fields, derelict satellites, and abandoned colonies, and now she was approaching the final point, the location of the ancient human-built energy core. The stars outside stretched endlessly. Lena's mind raced with possibilities. The galaxy had always underestimated humans. Most species saw humans as fragile, clever only by chance, and incapable of controlling advanced technology. But she knew the truth. Humans were resourceful, creative, and unpredictable. Traits no machine, no alien, and no algorithm could fully anticipate. As the fighter ship approached the coordinates, it began to shift its internal systems. Lights danced across the walls, holographic projections swirling around Lena. She leaned forward, studying them closely. The ship was showing her something new, memories encoded in its system, long-forgotten human designs that had been erased from every archive in the galaxy. She gasped as she recognized the images. Star charts, power cells, navigation systems, and a massive energy core, designed so advanced that even today's aliens could only dream of creating them. But what struck her most was the brilliance of the human mind. Simplicity and elegance combined with complexity beyond imagination. This was made by humans? She whispered, disbelief in her voice. All this time, they thought we were weak.
The ship hummed in response, almost like it agreed. It pulsed brighter, projecting blueprints and holographic images of the energy core's components.
This piece was designed to interlock seamlessly, and Lena could see the genius in the simplicity. Humans had created something powerful enough to change the course of the galaxy, but they had vanished before anyone could take notice. She traced a path through the holographic images, following a route to the core's location. The ship responded instantly, highlighting safe paths through debris fields, unstable asteroid belts, and energy anomalies. It wasn't just a machine, it was her partner, guiding her with an intelligence no one else had ever seen. Hours passed as Lena navigated through the final obstacles. The energy core floated in the void, massive and shimmering with latent power. Its surface glowed faintly like a heartbeat, radiating energy that Lena could feel even through the ship's hull. The sight was breathtaking. This was not just a machine or a weapon. It was a monument to human innovation, proof that humans had once shaped the galaxy in ways no one could imagine. But as Lena prepared to approach, she noticed movement in the distance. Alien scouts, small, fast ships, their sensors scanning the area. They had tracked the ship, no doubt sensing its activation. Lena's pulse quickened, but she didn't panic. She had the ship. She had her wits. And she had something the aliens could not anticipate: human creativity. She quickly ran a series of simulations in the ship's systems, predicting the aliens' likely paths. Then, using the ship's abilities, she created subtle diversions, small holographic decoys, pulses that disrupted sensors, and shifts in the ship's energy signature. The alien scouts hesitated, confused. They had expected brute force, but Lena had no weapons. She relied on strategy, cunning, and the ship's intelligence. The ship pulsed in approval as she maneuvered them around the scouts. "Almost there!" she whispered, her hands steady now, confidence growing with every calculated move. Finally, Lena reached the energy core. The ship extended delicate mechanical arms, carefully interfacing with the core's surface. Holographic panels projected before her eyes, revealing the core's secrets, energy patterns, control systems, and the sheer magnitude of power humans had once commanded. Lena's mind raced with possibilities. Humans were more than explorers, she murmured. We were architects of the galaxy itself. The ship pulsed brighter, almost excitedly. It was as if it wanted her to understand fully. Lena began to trace the energy circuits, piecing together how they worked. It was delicate work, requiring intuition, creativity, and patience. The aliens might have had superior numbers or technology, but they lacked the human touch, the spark of imagination that could solve problems no machine could predict. As she worked, she discovered something extraordinary. A message embedded in the core itself. Holographic text appeared, written in the human language she recognized, despite the centuries that had passed. It spoke of a human mission, a promise to explore, create and preserve knowledge across the stars. Humans had left this core as a beacon, knowing that one day, someone with the right combination of curiosity and ingenuity would find it. Lena felt a chill run through her. She realized the magnitude of what she had uncovered. This core was not just a machine, it was a testament to humanity, a reminder that even in a galaxy that had forgotten them, humans were capable of greatness. But she also understood the danger. The alien scouts would not stop. If they discovered the core, they might try to claim it or destroy it. And now that Lena had awakened the ship, she was part of the galaxy's attention. Yet she didn't hesitate. She had been chosen, and she would rise to the challenge. Over the next few hours, Lena carefully connected the ship to the core. It hummed, lights flashing in intricate patterns as the energy flowed between them. She could feel the power building, a surge that filled her veins with awe and excitement. This was humanity's legacy, restored after centuries of obscurity. Suddenly, the alien scouts returned, more determined than before. Lena's heart raced, but she remained calm. The ship responded instantly, activating its defensive systems, not weapons but shields, energy pulses, and diversions that forced the scouts to hesitate. Lena guided the ship with precision, outsmarting them at every turn. She realized something remarkable. Humans had always been underestimated because their strength wasn't physical. It was mental, strategic, and creative. The galaxy had never truly understood them. Now, with the ship and the core, Lena could show them. Hours turned into days as she worked to stabilize the energy core. The ship responded perfectly to her commands, anticipating her needs, correcting small errors, and guiding her toward solutions she wouldn't have seen alone. She marveled at the bond they shared. The ship was no longer just a machine. It was a partner, a guardian, and a witness to humanity's ingenuity. Finally, Lena completed the final connection. The energy core pulsed brightly, casting light across the void. The ship's lights mirrored it, a synchronized dance of energy and intention. Lena stepped back, overwhelmed by the beauty and power of what they had achieved. "This is it," she whispered. "This is what humans were always meant to do." The ship hummed in agreement. Holographic projections filled the cockpit, displaying human designs, blueprints, and histories long lost. The galaxy had underestimated humans for centuries, but now, even in the cold expanse of space, their brilliance shone brighter than any star. For the first time, Lena felt the full weight of her discovery. She held the key to humanity's lost legacy, the proof that humans had always been creators, innovators, and pioneers. And she knew that once the galaxy learned of it, everything would change. The alien scouts were still out there, but Lena didn't feel fear anymore. With the ship at her side, she had a power no one could predict. Her creativity, her intuition, and her courage had awakened something ancient and powerful. And that power was human. As she prepared to return to her workshop to share her findings, Lena glanced at the ship. Its lights pulsed gently, almost as if acknowledging her. Together, they had uncovered a secret that would shock the galaxy. Together, they would show the universe what humans were truly capable of. And as the stars stretched endlessly around them, Lena knew one thing. This was only the beginning. Humans had always been underestimated. But now, the galaxy would see the truth. Lena floated silently in the cockpit of the reactivated fighter ship, her eyes fixed on the stars ahead. The energy core, now fully stabilized, pulsed faintly behind her, casting soft light across the ship's interior. She could feel the power within it, like a heartbeat of humanity itself. Ancient, clever, and alive. The galaxy had underestimated humans for centuries, but Lena knew the truth. Humans were creators, explorers, and problem solvers, capable of brilliance that no alien species could fully anticipate. The journey back to Valzer was quiet, almost serene. The ship moved with her like an extension of her own body, responding instantly to her every command. It hummed softly, as if it were proud of what they had accomplished. Lena touched the console lightly, feeling the warmth of its energy. She had awakened a legacy lost to time, and she was ready to share it with the galaxy. But as the edge of Valzer's orbit approached, she sensed movement. Alien scouts, faster and more numerous than before. Word of the ship's activation had clearly spread. Lena's heart beat faster, but she didn't panic. She had learned that the galaxy relied on strength, weapons, and intimidation. Humans relied on something else: creativity, strategy, and unpredictability. That would be her advantage. The scouts appeared as small blips on her instruments, closing in from multiple directions. Lena thought quickly. She activated a series of holographic decoys, each projecting faint energy signatures to mimic the ship's movements. She shifted her path unpredictably, weaving between asteroids and debris. The scouts hesitated, confused by the patterns. The ship pulsed in approval. Together they moved as one, human intuition guiding alien technology in ways no enemy could predict. One of the alien leaders, a towering creature named Varnock, cursed loudly. "That human. She shouldn't exist! She can't control it!" But Lena ignored him. She wasn't here to fight. She was here to prove that humans were more than the galaxy realized. And the ship would help her. Using the ship's advanced sensors, Lena located a safe route through the asteroid field. She manipulated energy flows to create temporary barriers, redirecting the scouts away from her path.
It wasn't violence, it was cleverness.
Strategy, outthinking her enemies. That was the human way. Finally, Lena reached a clear path to Bowser's orbital scrapyard. The scouts, frustrated and disoriented, could only watch as she slipped past. The ship's shields hummed in quiet triumph. Lena smiled. Humans had always survived against impossible odds. They had adapted, improvised, and prevailed, not through brute strength, but through intelligence. As she returned to her workshop, she activated the ship's projection system. Images of the energy core, its designs, and the ancient human technologies filled the space around her. Even the scavengers who had once mocked her leaned forward, eyes wide in disbelief. Aliens from all corners of the galaxy would soon witness the truth. Humans had been creators long before they were dismissed. Gorith, the scaly scavenger who had once hissed at her, muttered in astonishment, I thought humans were weak. But she did this alone?" Lena smiled faintly. "We're more than you think," she said. Her voice was calm but firm, carrying the quiet confidence of one who had discovered something extraordinary. Over the next few days, Lena shared her findings cautiously. She projected the ship's holographic displays to those willing to observe, showing blueprints, star maps, and energy patterns. Aliens who had once ignored humans now watched with awe. Some whispered nervously to each other. They had always underestimated humanity's potential, and now they were confronted with proof. But Lena knew this was only the beginning. The galaxy was vast, and there were still secrets to uncover, still human knowledge lost to time. The ship pulsed beside her, as if agreeing. Together they would explore further, recover more hidden technologies, and show the galaxy that humans were capable of shaping their destiny. One evening, Lena sat in the cockpit, looking out at the stars. The ship hovered silently, lights dimmed to a comforting glow. She remembered the first day she had touched its console, the day it had pulsed in recognition of her presence. She had been scared, small, and uncertain. Now she was a pioneer, the bridge between humanity's forgotten past and its promising future. Suddenly, the ship projected a new holographic image. It showed humans in the distant past, creating, exploring, and building incredible machines. Lena realized that humans had always been underestimated, not because they lacked skill, but because their greatest strength was unpredictable intelligence. They could adapt, learn, and create solutions in ways no other species could, and that was what made them extraordinary. The realization filled Lena with pride. The galaxy had dismissed humans for too long, but she would change that. The ship, once deactivated and forgotten, had awakened because it recognized something unique in her, and together they had uncovered a secret that could transform how every species viewed humanity. In the weeks that followed, Lena traveled beyond Valzer, showing other outposts, colonies, and observers the proof of human innovation. Everywhere she went, the story was the same. Humans were underestimated, yet their creativity, courage, and ingenuity allowed them to achieve what no one expected. Aliens began to respect and, in some cases, fear humans, not for their strength, but for their mind. The ship, now fully integrated with Lena's knowledge and intuition, became a symbol of human potential. It was not a weapon, but a demonstration. Humans could awaken, understand, and use technology in ways that the galaxy had long forgotten. Every pulse of its energy, every holographic projection spoke of humanity's brilliance, and Lena, once a simple scavenger girl, became the living proof of it. She had shown the galaxy that humans were capable of greatness, not because of force or aggression, but because of ingenuity, courage, and adaptability. One day, as she hovered above a distant colony, a small group of alien observers approached her. They had once doubted humans, but now they bowed their heads in acknowledgement. "We underestimated your kind," one said.
"But you have shown us that humans are extraordinary."
Lena smiled, humility in her eyes, but pride in her heart. "We are humans," she said simply. "We always find a way." The ship pulsed gently beside her, as if agreeing. Together they floated among the stars, carrying the legacy of humanity forward. Lena had uncovered a secret lost for centuries, awakened a ship thought dormant forever, and proven that humans were not only survivors, they were creators, pioneers. As the stars stretched endlessly before them, Lena whispered softly, "This is only the beginning. There is more to discover, more to create, more to show the galaxy what humans can do." The ship hummed in agreement, lights glowing softly, ready for the next adventure. And for the first time in history, the galaxy had to pay attention. Humans were here, not weak, not fragile, but brilliant, unpredictable, and unstoppable. And Lena, the human girl who had awakened a forgotten ship, was the one to show them. The stars themselves seemed to shine a little brighter that night, as if the universe recognized the awakening of human potential.